What's up guys, the Amiga Boys here, and today I'm gonna show you a League starter build that I think I'm gonna play. I'm not 100% decided yet, but I'm gonna show you guys a build that I theory crafted for patch 3.2 in the Bestiary League. This build is pretty cheap. It of course requires some items because it is a facebreaker build, so you require the facebreakers and uniques with flat physical damage, but once you get those items it should be able to do really well and clear a lot of good content. The damage is not the best in the world, but this is per totem by the way, and this is with a 5 link increased AoE, so the damage will go higher of course. This is a level 93. First of all I'm just gonna talk about why I chose Scion. This is a Scion build. First of all, we chose Scion because it got buffed in the latest patch, and we take Hierophant and Chieftain. The reason why we take Hierophant is because it now gives us one additional totem no matter what, where we have our gems. Previously it only gave you one additional totem if you had it in your helmet, so you were stuck with using Brink of Rain, but now that we can get it everywhere, we can use a 5 link chest piece and an Abyssus instead. Yeah, so we take Hierophant. The other stuff doesn't matter. The mana and mana taken before life, we had to go blood magic because or else we wouldn't really be able to sustain our mana cost. There's no way currently to get mana leech on the totems, so that's why we have to get blood magic. Yeah, and that means that when you have blood magic, we can't use any auras. So the best way was to go Grufkul's Pelt because it would give us up to 100% physical damage and some decent amount of life and life regen as well. But that also means we can't use custom damage taken, the golems, and whatever like that. Yes, we take Chieftain as well. The only reason we take Chieftain is because we get the 1% of damage dealt to you by your totems is leached to you as life. This means that we will be leeching 1% of the DPS, and it will stack up pretty hefty. As well as we have around a good amount of regen as well, 700 regen per second with the leech, which it should go up to around maybe 2000 or something, which is not bad at all. It's really good. We could take Valpack, but I personally don't want to do that because the life regen almost is the same as what we will be getting for Valpack. And it also gives us life regen as well, increased strength, which is kind of nice. It gives us a little bit of damage and life, and the chance to cover rare and unique enemies in Ash. It doesn't really benefit us except for the reduced movement speed part, because we only deal physical damage. Yes, and then we take the Path of the Marauder starting point, because then we'll save 2 points from either here or here. Yes. But if you could acquire in the new league, it will be hard to get, but if you can acquire the Troll Timber Spire Shield, you will be able to, you don't need to take Chieftain, you can instead go and grab the starting point at Duelist, and then go Slayer instead. That'll be really good. It will give you damage while leeching, and increase, okay, the AoE won't work on you, but the life leech on not removed at full life, that will work on you, and that will be really powerful. So that's really good as well if you can acquire the Troll Timber Spire. But the best option would still be the Tukamas Fortress, and we already have blood magic anyway, so it doesn't really matter there. That is the best shield you can get, but it's really expensive, and this is a cookie cutter build that shouldn't be too expensive. Yeah, another reason why we chose Scion was because the new jewel called Might of the Meek got released. It basically gives us 50% effect of all the smaller nodes and disabling the notables. The only notable in this area is this one, so we lose a little bit of strength and physical damage. Doesn't matter, it's really overpowered. I think it stacks, so these nodes in here in the both of the areas will be 100% effect. So this is 16% melee physical damage and 20% max life, etc. 36% resist. It'll be really easy to cap our resist this way, and stuff like this with attack speed will be like give us a lot of DPS. 4% is 8% attack speed, for example, is really good. The life node here is just right outside of the area, so it doesn't get disabled, which is really good because that means that these 3 nodes here will be giving us 10% life, and these ones will be giving us 7.5 and 7.5 here. Really powerful stuff. These jewels might be expensive, so I would recommend getting them early on, because generally people don't really focus on the jewels at first. They buy leveling items, so if you find some of these, buy them first in the league, because they will definitely rise in power once people realize how good it is on the Scion here. Yes. Now let's go over the skill tree real quick. You start of course as a Scion, picking up the physical damage nodes, the life here, and then you can either choose to go down or go to the left. Personally, I would probably, you can't pick up all these nodes, you can only pick them up once you have the Ascendancy nodes from the Jubel app, I would say. So you'll pick up the starting points at last, because then you will get the first 2 labs on this one, and the 3rd lab you will get Chieftain. It's really awkward completing labs assigned, because you will need 3 points, so the first lab will give you 1 skill point only, but then the next one will give you Hierophant and Strength, and the last one will give you Chieftain, and in the Jubel app have the Marauder. But yeah, so I would go to the left here, go grab Resolute Technique, make it really nice for leveling, go up, grab Dual Totem, and or either just don't go Dual Totem, level with a weapon just by picking up the 2-handed nodes here or here, or the 1-handed nodes here. Leveling with Sonder or anything like that should be the best way to go, because Face Breakers, you probably won't find any Face Breakers, and they will probably cost 10 to 15 chaos early in the league, so you want to farm a little bit first before you can afford them. But once you can afford them and have a little a pair of uniques with flat physical damage, you will be smashing heads. So yeah, the unique items and items here, basically in all jewel sockets, you kind of want to get life and physical damage to attacks. You can also get attack speed as another suffix, etc. But focus on flat fizz and life. At first, you probably just want to use the Mega Nodes Girdle, but once you can acquire even more of these jewels, and the Darkness Enthroned here will be the best option with 2 of these jewels as well. These jewels might be a bit expensive, so you can also just use like double prop duels in the start of the league. For Flasks, we aren't using Taste of Fate or anything like that, because that's too expensive. Alliance War, really good damage. Life Flask, of course, with bleed immunity. Quicksilver Flask of Adrenaline for more movement speed. A Basil Flask of Iron Skin, just for mitigating the Abyssus. But if you don't really care about the fizz damage, I would also recommend getting freeze immunity instead, because currently we can still be frozen and have no way to counteract that. As Series Promise as well, it's pretty nice, really OP. 25% more damage as chaos, fine by me, and a little bit of leech, but that doesn't benefit us since we are totem based. You can get steel rings. If you can get steel rings, that would be the best, or else any ring really, just with tier 1 flat fizz and some life and resists. Flat fizz on the amulet as well, since we scale as much flat fizz as possible. As for the boots, Red Blade Tramplers are not too shabby. They give us armor, life, and movement speed, and flat physical damage. If not this, just any pair of rare boots or whatever. You could also try and get the Abyss boots with 1 socket, and put one of these flat fizz jewels in them. That'll probably be even better, but it's gonna be more expensive as well. Face Breakers as close to 800% damage as possible. Groovcool's Pelt here is really good, since we are blood magic and don't really have any auras anyways. Yeah, nothing really more to be said. The thing is, you can't even use curses, so that's the downside, or else we would probably use vulnerability, but we can't do that unless we want to reserve our life anyways with the blood magic. Then we have Abyssus, of course, as low physical damage roll as you can. It will give us attributes as well, which is really needed, because we are currently we need 123 dex to be able. So you kind of actually need to get dex on the rings or the amulet as well as the implicit here. The shield, Great Overward, is really good early on. Gives us a nice bunch of flat fizz, attack speed, life, really nice. Nothing really more to be said. And the jewels again, Might of the Meek, you also want to get 2 of those. Yeah guys, this build should be really powerful. You want to take 2 passive points as the Band-Aid reward. You could probably also take O for a little bit more life regen, bump you up to 800, and actually fizz reduction, it might not be too bad, because you want to get fizz reduction from the Abyssus as well. But yeah, another flask you could use if you wanted to should be the Deodris Elixir, because that would mean that you could be able to get endurance charges, because you cannot use Enduring Cry. So Deodris Elixir So Idris Elixir will give you one of each charges, and also gives us a bunch of fire resist. It will of course give you... No, that's not the one. What the fuck? Here we go. It will make you take some chaos damage, but you have a lot of regen. You should be able to sustain it, and it will give you a little bit more fierce reduction from the free endurance charges. And if you even wanna get more endurance charges, you can pick up this one here or this one here. It's only 2 points, and yeah, this one here. You can actually get up to 6 endurance charges, which will be able to giving you like 24% more fist reduction. At the moment we have 67, but some of it is armor, so it's probably way lower than this, but it should be fine for negating the Abyssus. We also have over 7k life, so it shouldn't really be a problem. This is a level 93, I'll link it down below, guys. Alright, actually I forgot the gem links. We're just gonna go over them really quickly. We don't really have that many gems. We have a Fortify linked with faster attacks and shield charge. We have a Riposte with life gain on hit, maim, and reckoning. You could also do, I think you could do a curse on hit actually. Can you do that? If you could do, because you can't use spells, but you should be able to curse on hit, right? So actually what we could do is we could have like a curse on hit attack or something. A curse on hit anything really. That would be able to curse the enemies with vulnerability. That would actually be really good. I didn't think of that. And then we have here a 5-link Ancestral Warchief. With the 5-link we get 196k damage here. On Shaper that translates to 187. But of course we want to get a conk effect on for Shaper. So that is 288 times 3. That's around 900k Shaper DPS. That is not bad at all for and 7k life as well for a league starter. Of course, if you get way better gear, like getting a 6th link for example, you would go with Brutality and you would bump it up to 392k. Then you could of course also get, this is times 3, right? You could get Tukama's Fortress for times 4, that's 1.4 million damage there, almost 1.5. And then even on top of that you could get 20 quality gems on everything. That would bump it up to around 1.6 million Shaper DPS just with the 6th link and 20 gems and the Tukama's Fortress. There again you could also get enchants to bump it up even higher, get a Taste of Hate, get the other Fist of Chaos Flask, Sin's Rebirth, and all that stuff, and attack speed on the duels. You could bump it up really good. You get around maybe 2 million Shaper DPS. Oh, and with Steel Rings as well, it will go even higher. Look at this. Almost 500k. If you got better gear, you could probably get up to 500k. So it has a really high ceiling as well for the end game with a lot of good stuff. This is of course only a level 90 build. You can, if you want to get for 95, you can pick up some more nodes. Even these nodes here for more life or damage, like this one for example. So yeah, there we go guys. That was all for this build guide. I'll be making more build guides as we go on with Bestiary League. And if you like this video and like my other content as well, it would be appreciated to subscribe. And yeah, I hope you have a nice day and see you guys in Bestiary League. Peace out.